So for the nose, we need to, as before, sort of shape the overall structure of the nose. So there's this sort of flap thing that comes, nostrils, there. And then when we've got this overall shape, I've redrawn this here, so I've got a sense of where the nose is going. And then I'm going to run a deep gouge around here, like so, and then round and under here. So what I've got here is the edge. So I can set that in now because there's quite a nice dark shadow under here. So I'll pick a tool that's as close as I can get and stamp that down. So I'm going to get myself a nice sharp line which will come round, around here. And I clean this up with some of a flat gouge. I'm always glad when I've got rid of the paper, to be honest. I'm actually at the wood, but it's such a great thing to start with. Right, so that's really where the nose is going to be. So I'm going to take more wood under here. So with a nice big shadow under that bit. And then picking some other gouges, I'll come around here. And then for this bit here, you might need a little deep gouge. Or be able to come from this way down on it and make quite a dark little shadow here. Probably do that with this one. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. And then I spin this around like this. Come back down that way. So what I've got here is a very narrow number 9, and I'm spinning it round in there like that. So what I've got to do is get this line that's coming around here and then sort of just feathers off into the edge of the nose, because there's another nostril on the other side here, of course. So coming round like this, and then this really wants to be rounded over, so this isn't flat like this, it could be more rounded. So we'll just take this edge off here, there. So the real hard bit is just in there. I put the carving down flat again to get at it better. You're looking at the dog from a rather odd angle from below, but I want you to see that we've come round here, come round the bottom there, and I'm going to use a little punch, which is a nail with a rounded over end, just to tidy that up. So I'll whack that into there, just to tidy that very bottom of the recess, but not too deep. So there's a little dark shadow at the top of the nostril here. And then we've got to think about how this, the nose itself, becomes part of the rest of the face. Although we've been carving these things in separately, like the eye, the nose and so on, they are all joined together. So make sure we have a sense of how this joins. So I'm going to allow a little bit of a little hill here on the nose. In real life it's a different colour, of course. It's a dark brown or black, but we've only got wood, so I'm going to clean there. And then what I want to do is come down this bit, so I start bringing the nose round and into where the jowl will be. So I'm coming down here, removing wood down here. Again, keep an eye on the photograph. So as I come down here, which is a fairly flat bit on the dog, I'm going to make sure it's quite flat, but prepare this area down here for this little bit of the jowl there. So look at the rest of the face, look how this nose will fit with the rest of the dog. What I've got here in the photograph is a little bit of a fold where the bottom of the jaw goes underneath. There's a little bit of a flap almost that goes on. So I've got to create a sort of little hill here and then sort of scoop that in, rather like the nostril. So I'm going to do that next, and that brings us on into the neck down here. So we've sort of headed, we started with the ear, we did the eye, the nose, and we've now come back to where we started over here. So let me put that down and shape that. There's that bit there. Let's model the top. So when I'm happy with this part, see what's happening here. We're coming along here and round and underneath. When I'm happy with this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way just along here and make sure everything is in this part of the carving. Bring it back to the neck. Well, I think our dog is looking great. What I'm going to do now is what carvers call licking up, which means making sure your tools are really nice and sharp and using flat tools and just working the surface smoothing off, consolidating in small strokes all over so that everything's joined and subtly modelled to everything else. You can finish off this ear here and down to the back. So then we're pretty much finished with our dog.